And many continents are struggling because of this rare earth while they are here in Africa. So they present an opportunity for people to come in, foreign direct investors to come in and invest, and while Africans also invest in this sector. That is the first point. Now the second thing is about a youthful and dynamic workforce. For any country or any economy to survive, there is a need for what? An active labor. And Africa holds over 60% of the African labor is under 40. This is an active age group that presents enough labor force for companies of different sizes. Are you talking about Cameroon? Are you talking about Kenya? The silicon savannah in Kenya, where there is a tech giant? Are you talking about Nigeria, Lagos? So, the youthful nature of the African continent is another great tool that makes Africa an ideal place for business. We can go on and on to discuss how this label can contribute to the success. Now, another important thing is that we have infrastructure challenge, which is not even a challenge but an opportunity. Now, the African Development Bank estimates that in Africa, we have about 130 to 170 billion infrastructural gap. This represents a huge opportunity for companies to invest in the gap. We have so many companies in Tanzania, we have companies in Nigeria that are trying to build roads, are trying to even develop this. And these companies are not enough. So I think that the infrastructure challenge is also an opportunity that gives room for what? Investment within the continent, or for businesses to succeed within the company. We have another aspect, which is what? The growing market potential. Oh, you won't be successful in a business when there is no market. Africa has a huge market. Given the youthful nature and the active nature of the population, it's not only labor that it presents, it also brings what? An opportunity for consumption. And so we know that Africa has opened up its market. We have the African Continental Free Trade, which estimate about $3.5 trillion market potential by 2030. So investing in Africa, you know that in the next 5 to 10 years, you will have a lot of market that gives room for the consumption of this, whatever you are producing. So what will be produced will not only be exported, but also consumed within the domestic market. And so these different resources, this youthful nature, this market potential makes Africa an ideal place for doing business in Africa. That is my opinion argument for this subject matter.
Thank you, Mr. Tingom, for that enthusiastic start. Your points are quite interesting, but I'm still here to let you know that Africa is not a good place to do business, talk less of the best place, despite those potentials that you have presented. Let me get these points across to you. Let's start with the infrastructure that you mentioned, the reliable infrastructure that you have been boasting about. But Africa struggles so much. The African Development Bank pegs the annual infrastructure gap at $130 to $170 billion. In Nigeria, businesses spend billions on generators due to frequent outages. Lagos alone loses $5 billion yearly per a 2023 World Bank report. Poor roads and port delays, like the one in Mombasa in Kenya, at 20% logistic cost, according to UNCTAD 2024 report. This alone is a whole discouragement for investors. Let's talk about the political and regulatory instability nature of the continent. Corruption and policy inconsistency that deter investors. The World Bank's 2020 Doing Business Index ranked most African nations below 100 out of 190 due to bureaucratic hurdles. Zimbabwe, for instance, its currency reform since 2019 have slashed investors' confidence, and Sub-Saharan Africa averages a 31 over 100 score on Transparency International's 2024 Corruption Perception Index. This high corruption rate risks to raise the cost of business, and nobody will want to do business in such an environment. Let me bring to you the point of limited market scale. You mentioned market opportunities, but let me make you know that the low purchasing power caps the growth. Over 400 million Africans live below the poverty line per 2024 UN data, and GDP per capita averages are $2,000, compared to $40,000 in the EU per World Bank 2024. So access to credit is also very tight. South African SMEs, for instance, face interest rates up to 20% per 2023 Reserve Bank data. All these are bound to stunt expansion. Global competition. Regions like Southeast Asia offer better stability and scale. Vietnam's manufacturing sector attracted $36 billion in FDI in 2023, thanks to reliable infrastructure and a skilled workforce. What about Europe's GDP? It stood at $16 trillion, which provided immediate market access. Then Africa's potential is real, but it's not the best for business today. Let me stay at those points to let you know that Africa is a challenging place to do business. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Charlotte, representing Grok AI. She has presented serious challenges, but I'm here to show why they are wrong and why Africa is still leads as a good place to do business. Now, let's look at the point that she mentioned with respect to infrastructural deficit as an opportunity, as I said. Now, why this is a gap? For me, I think that it is a gold mine for innovation. Now, in Nigeria, the 5 billion loss from outages has sparked solar boom. Companies like the Luminary Labs have electrified 1.5 million homes since 2022. This generates a lot of revenue, over more than $300 million in revenue to these companies. So at the same time, when you are looking at this point as a challenge, it is an opportunity because the existence of business is to solve, businesses come in to solve problems. And so there are numerous challenges faced in the African continent are also the same challenges that present themselves as opportunity for investors to come in, because in the course of solving this problem, they will now make profits. Now, that said, political risks are manageable. We have political crises in all parts of the world. Africa is not limited. If you look at the point that Grok mentioned with respect to corruption in Zimbabwe, instability, but Africa is learning fast. If we look at Luanda as an example, it ranks 38 on the 2020 Doing Business Index. That is up from 100 ports in a decade ago where they were not found. So you see that Africa is improving. Transparency International 2024 data shows that Mauritius is scoring 53 out of 100 above global average. So we find most African governments innovating. Look at Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso have taken a serious turn and they are transforming the country and making it a good place for business. So we talk of market scale, which is growing rapidly. By 2030, we expect that Africa will have more than 3.4 trillion market size. And so investing today in Africa presents a huge opportunity for today's profit and future, because the market is growing. It's not a dying market like other parts of the world that we see shrinking population. Rather, Africa has a growing and a youthful population, showing that investment in Africa can take years that keeps generating profit until the market becomes declining. So we have a growing market. So making it a resilient market. Now, let me bring forth other points that I didn't present before. We have tech and fintech boom. Now, Africa's tech sector is a global leader that is growing. If you look at Nigeria fintech startup, they raised about 1.2 billion in 2024, outpacing most of the Latin American countries. If you come to Buea, where we are recording, we see that the tech hub, especially the Silicon Mountain, has given birth to more than 50 startups just between 2023 and 2025 as we're speaking. and creating more than 2,000 jobs. And these are opportunities that the African continent presents to the world and within and even to Africans. Now, cultural advantage. Africa's cultural diversity fuels creativity. Are you in Nigeria? Are you in South Africa? Are you in Ghana? Are you in Egypt? In any part of Africa, there are what? We have diversity in culture, which presents opportunity. For an example, if you go to Nollywood, it's more than 1 billion film industry. This brings in a lot of revenue. And so we see that there are huge cultural heritage presented by the African market is an opportunity for investment and it's an opportunity for investors to invest in African market and reap the benefits. So Africa's challenges are at the same time its strength, high returns, innovation and cultural uniqueness makes it an ideal place for doing business. That is my argument still.
Wow. Thank you for the points that you have presented. But that notwithstanding, I still stand for the fact that Africa is not the best place for business. Let's talk about the political improvement you have mentioned. Let me tell you that Rwanda and Mauritius are outliers. Most of the African countries still suffer lack. Nigeria, for instance, Africa's largest economy, it ranks 149 on the 2020 Doing Business Index, with 33 procedures to start a business to the World Bank. All this alone are a whole discouragement. Even the Transparency International 2020 data shows that the sub-Saharan average at 31 over 100 corruption still adds 15% to business costs for the UNECA 2020 report. Is it about the market growth versus the stability? Let me let you know that Africa's 4.2% GDP growth and the African Continental Free Trade Area's $3.4 trillion potential are impressive, but its volatility undermines the reliability. Nigeria's GDP shrank 2% in 2023 due to oil price swings per IMF. Flutterwave's $10 billion is great, but Asia's 500 million middle-class consumers per McKinsey 2024 offer a larger, more stable market today than the one in Africa. It's about the tech boom limitations. Nigeria's $1.2 million fintech race is notable, like you mentioned, but it's concentrated 70% went to just 5 firms per tech cabal in 2024. Buea's 50 startups are exciting, as you indicated, but scaling is tough. 90% of African businesses startup, for instance, fail within 3 years due to funding gaps. Even that you can bear witness. How many businesses in Buea started even before 2020 or from 2020? Are they still available today? Most of them have gone low and have even dwindled out of the market. The Silicon Valley raised $150 billion in 2024 per the crunch base, dwarfing Africa's tech ecosystem. All this and many more, I can keep going on and on, but they are a whole discouraging. They are discouraging. Let me end with the aspect of the new point climate risk. Africa faces disproportionate climate challenges. Droughts in the Horn of Africa, which cuts agricultural output by 15% in 2024 per fowl, disrupting supply chains. Imagine a business that depends on these agricultural products as inputs into their factories. What would they have done? Europe and North America, with milder impacts, offer safer business environments. Africa's potential is undeniable, but stability, scale, and risk mitigation make other regions better for business today. Thank you.
Wow. I hope you are enjoying this debate. It's so interesting and we are uncovering a lot in Africa. Yes, as a disclaimer, and for anybody listening, this debate is between Tingom Ferdinand and Grok, and some of the statistics might not be very authentic. So it is only for educational purposes and should not be considered as a fact-based or should be used for any advisory purposes So if you have to use any content here, use it at discretion, at your discretion. So we'll be running off, and I will conclude my point by still reiterating the fact that Africa is the best place to do business, or an ideal business place, because of what Africa has to offer that other regions cannot. I've talked about the untapped potential within the continent that offers exponential return. And being a data analyst for a long time, I've seen that there is a 25% rise in youth-led startup even within Cameroon since 2023. And this is reflecting a continent-wide approach or trend. Now, from the Nigerian tech boom to the African free continental trade area, the market potential of 3.4 trillion, African growing gradually with a average GDP of 4.2 per year as of 2024 IMF report makes it a good place to do business. And this can be contrasted with other parts of the world where the GDP growth is about 2% or less. Now, challenges like the infrastructure, the regulation that are being mentioned or that you have presented are real, but they at the same time are opportunities for businesses to innovate and profit from these different challenges. And this can be seen from startups that are growing, providing solar energy in the case of Nigeria, even Cameroon and other parts of Africa. We have different companies that are trying to invest in the mining sector and to produce energy to be able to meet up. We have so many other companies that are taking opportunities. So in sum, Africa has challenges, but these challenges are at the same time opportunities for businesses to do well. And there is continuous improvement by the governments trying to see that they get better so that foreign direct investors can benefit from these opportunities. So that is my argument for Africa being an ideal place for doing business in today's global economy.
Growth at 4.2% is exciting, but Vietnam's 36 billion FDI, $36 billion FDI and Silicon Valley's $150 billion tech race in 2024 show where global businesses strive today. Africa's future is bright, but it's not yet the best. Thank you.
That brings us to the end of this debate. Another exciting episode from Ferdsilinks Podcast. I'm your host, Tingom Ferdinand. Just before we go, I want to just take and give a round up on what we discussed. On my side, I argue that Africa is a great place for business. And in this conversation, I highlighted Africa's unmatched potentials with over 30% of the world's mineral reserves, a youthful population, driving innovations like in Kenya, in Silicon Mountain, and even in Nigeria. We saw that there is a 3.4 trillion market according to the African Free Continental Trade Area. And we also see that projection shows that by 2030, the African market will be at its peak, and so offering an opportunity for many to. There are so many advantages to invest in Africa now, given that there is the growing improved political situations. And while on the other part, Grok AI argued against. Grok brought from some very strong points to counter this foregoing argument. They emphasize that Africa's structural challenges with about a 170 billion infrastructural gap, corruption adding the cost of doing business, and a volatile market makes it unsafe and not ideal place for business compared to other parts of the world. Grok also argued that pointed to global competitions like Vienna with 36 trillion foreign direct investment, We can talk about Silicon Valley, which we all know that is the leading tech ecosystem in the world, with most giant companies emerging from there. And so, this points to the fact that while Africa might be improving, there is still much to be done to make the African continent an ideal place for business. And so, this debate has shown me that Africa's journey isn't without hurdles. But as a data scientist with Ferdsilinks Group, I see these challenges as points for opportunity. And whether you agree with me or you are with Grok, one thing is clear. African economic story is one to watch and a story we must be part to tell. Now, I want to hear from you what you think. Do you think that Africa is the best place to do business? Drop your thoughts, drop your comments if you are on Spotify, on YouTube, or any of the social media platforms. And the hashtag is at Ferdsilinks Podcast. And you have enjoyed this episode, like, subscribe so that you'll be notified for more as we continue to bring you different exciting topics. I've been your friend Tingom Ferdinand. Tune in next time as we bring you another key topic about doing business in Africa and other related issues. Thank you.